Hi everyone, I'm back. So yeah, I just finished a reading on the Morgellons. That was an hour and 45 minutes. It's really long. Sorry about that. It just is what it is when you're trying to find as much information about something as you can. Sometimes you just have to take the time to do it. So if you guys are like me, you don't listen to anything in full all at once anyways. I never can. No matter what it is that I'm listening to, I always have to listen in increments. I get so far through and then I'll stop it and go about my life or take care of business or whatever I have to do. And then I'll play more of it while I'm like doing a project or doing housework or whatever. And then that's how I listen to everything. So whatever works for you guys. But it's a long one and we're not done yet. So I just checked it. The first thing I did when I got off was begin the uploading process, and it said it was going to take like an hour and a half to upload, and then I got Lukey Duke some breakfast cooked and got that all cleaned up from, and let him out so that he could go poop and do his thing, and and then I did a little bit of sanding on a project that I'm working on in increments, and finished my cold coffee. I just sat and finished that. And I've come back now to finish this reading on the Morgellons. And I looked and it said that the upload still has about a half hour to go before it's going to be up on YouTube. It was a long one, so it takes a while for it to upload. So anyways, we're going to get started with the second piece of this reading. As per the usual, don't follow any links or emails in the comment section of the channels soliciting you for anything. That's scammers. Don't do it. And of course, as per the usual, as always, you guys, the healing intentions are always set. That's the whole point of this channel, right? So they're always set for you folks. So if you want them, go ahead and breathe that in after you've decreed it for your highest and greatest good, only and always, and just let that integrate into the body, and that's that. So we left off, we were getting some information, that frequency water would be a really good idea for you folks. Anything we take in is lighting up our body, right? Or dimming down our body, depending on whether we're taking in toxins and poisons or whether we're taking in nutrients and light. So we went over some ways to create nice high vibrational water. And then, of course, before you drink it, you could always put your finger in it. Just let your finger set in it for just a few minutes. Let the water kind of acclimate to you and your needs before you consume it. So there's that. Plenty of herbs, nutrients, supplements, minerals, and absolutely, parasite cleanses and treatments are beneficial, is what we've gotten so far, right? So we got that these Morgellons were created. We got that they were created from something that was already here organically in our soil and in our water, in poverty-stricken kind of polluted areas, and that they took something from there and combined that with something otherworldly to create these Morgellons. And we got that this was like the first attempt at really dimming down a person's light from shining, trying to disconnect the God code within and disconnect the connection with our Creator. It was kind of like was one of their attempts at like creating like zombified people. That's what we're getting at. That's what I'm getting, at least. Again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a naturopathic doctor. I'm not giving anybody medical advice. I'm just relaying what I'm seeing in the cards. And that's what I'm doing here. So we did, in the cards, it did say that some people are more susceptible to these than others. And by what it's looking like, it has something to do with a deficiency, you guys. So some sort of deficiency, something you're lacking that makes you more susceptible to this than maybe other people are. So it's not, according to what I'm getting, it's not so much about being contagious. It's more about who's more susceptible to this than others. And we did get that they started kind of putting this into the water systems, but then they went ahead and they changed their protocol up to throwing it into the air. So one of your questions was, is it caused from chemtrails? And that wouldn't be the cause, right? But one of the things that we can ask is it spread via the chemtrails? Because we got that it was being put into the water, and then moving forward, they focused on how they could hit more area, and that's why they brought it into the air. So we can ask if the chemtrails are one way of spreading these Morgellons around. So let's do that. So are the chemtrails one of the ways that they have, because we did get that they started contaminating the water with this stuff, and then moving forward, they focused on how they could hit more landmass, and they brought it in via the air. So are the chemtrails that spray out the ass end of the planes one of the ways that they have been distributing these Morgellons into the air? Please and thank you. With one card, please and thank you. Let's cut them and find out what they say here. Are the chemtrails one of the ways that they spread these Morgellons about? We just saw it correctly, yes. Yeah, we're seeing it correctly. It's one of the ways. And so, what else is there for a question? One of the questions that you have is it caused from the chemtrails? We checked that. And then, is it associated with jab shedding or anything to do with the jab? So, gathered by the information that we've received so far, we're just going to check on that. Gathered by the information that we've received so far, these Morgellons have been a problem here on the Earth plane since before they came out with the COVID-19 jab and started distributing it to people. Is that correct? Since before they started distributing that COVID-19 jab to people. Is that correct? Yeah, so they've been a problem since before that, right? So let's ask the question around those jabs then. When they created the COVID-19 jabs, did they have in mind, is this another way that they have been creating a spreading of the Morgellons? So do the COVID-19 jabs or the shedding have anything to do with the spreading of the Morgellons. Please and thank you with one card. See, please and thank you. That one wants to fall. All right, so they want to tell a story here, so we're going to let them, but we're still going to pull that one card. So is it a way for the where the jabs and the shedding, a way for them to spread the Morgellons around? The answer to that would have been the Queen of Pentacles, which it looks like that was a focus, something they wanted out of that. But let's just look at the story, because this card fell out. So we want the story that they'd like to tell us. So again, with the 7, there's something missing. And so I think, I think they're trying to tell us, that would have been a nice result, and they would have liked that, but there was something lacking in the fact they couldn't, it's something missing so that they couldn't do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So is that what you're saying here, that there's something missing, so that couldn't actually, that they couldn't actually spread it around more with these jabs and shedding, because there's something lacking that would make that impossible to do. Is that correct? Please and thank you. Yeah, there was no way to do that. Like, there's something missing. So that's not a possibility, though they looked at it and would have liked to have been able to do it. There's something missing. So that's not a possibility that the shedding or the jabs have anything to do with contracting, with getting Morgellons, or with spreading it. So they've been telling us there's something missing in their plot, right? The plot that they had to create these to be much more significant. And I know they're significant. I know that they are. I'm not diminishing that at all. But in what we've been getting in these readings, the plan for this creation was to be much more nefarious than it actually was, because there's something missing, and makes it impossible for them to, really create what it is that they were looking to create. So we got that these are like, otherworldly. So to put a name on them we really can't, because we don't have the contrast of what this stuff was actually mixed with to create this. But it would seem to me, if you say they move and bite, that they're a living organism. So I would like to know that. Are these things a living organism? They must be, if a parasite cleanse would be helpful, I would think. So are these Morgellons living organisms? Living organisms. Alive. Alive, alive. Yes, they're very much alive. These are very much alive. They're living organisms. Okay, so it's not like we're looking at a mere technology. These are living organisms. Okay? So I want to know, because everything has an essence. I want to know everything that was created here by my creator has an essence, you know, all the little bugs, all the animals, all of us people, all of the plants, the earth, we all have an essence. I want to know if these Morgellons have an essence. Do they have an essence? You know, spirit, soul, essence. Do the Morgellons have an essence? Please and thank you. All right, so with the 5, I'm asking if they've got an essence. They have a vibration. They definitely have a vibration, but there's something about when we were told in the last one that it was like a creation, something brand new was created, right? So they definitely have a vibration, and it's a chaotic vibration with the 5. And I would say it was meant to like create a lower vibration for the people as well. So they have a vibration, but they don't have an essence, you guys. It's not like you know, if you have eyes to see, if you can see, and you look at a butterfly and you can see this beautiful vibrational, and you can feel the essence of things. You know what I mean? You can feel that essence of a tree. Some people can, put it this way. Not everybody's there yet. Not everybody's honed their gifts enough to be sensitive to these things, but you can feel the essence. You can feel the life force energy. You can feel that. These guys have a vibration, but not an essence. So I'm going to ask this: are they black technology from the black operations, from the black projects? Are they were these created in the black projects? Where they do very, you know, the black projects are different. What I'm talking about is, yes, there are the biolabs, but I'm wondering if this is created via the black projects. Please and thank you. I got the Page of Cups, so yeah, they were created in the black projects. Again, you know, this Child Cup, the Water Cup, I'm going to let them talk, you guys. Again, more children. I would say what they're telling us is that, it makes me sick. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you can feel my mood dipping. It's this type of serious stuff just breaks my heart. And I just get so frustrated sometimes with, I don't understand how these people can have the mindset to want to create as much fucking cruelty as they possibly can. And I can't wrap my head around it, you know. And I know it's stupid for me to try to wrap my head around it, because this is not the way I think. This is not the way I feel, and it's not the way I operate. So I'm never going to have an understanding for that type of hate and cruelty. I'm just never going to get it. And so it just will only serve to drive me crazy trying to wrap my head around how anyone can be so monstrous. Because I'm never going to have an understanding for that. I'm just not. But it makes me sad that people like this exist, you know, to just bring chaos and harm to the world in any way they can. And then anytime I see the kid card, you know, anytime I see that, it just makes me sick to my stomach. So it looks to me like, again, you know, the original targets were the children. And that would make sense. Children are building an immune system. Many children, especially where they began this experiment, when they say they're in places of like extreme poverty and pollution, these children in these areas would definitely be deficient in things, right? Nutrition, minerals. They would already be sick and susceptible. And it looks like when they brought this in, they brought it in to, you know, they really did intend for it to create much more harm and death, because remember we got that death card, than it actually has created. But yeah, the hope was to bring these things in and have it affect the children first, and, you know, kind of eliminate a whole population that way. And that was their first line of like experimentation, trying to get to those children. So oh my goodness, my guides are all over my crown again. So in doing this, and I ask if this had involvement in the Black projects. It looks like there were children in the Black projects that they were testing these things on. So I'm just gonna clarify to see if I got that correct or not. Am I reading that correctly, please and thank you? One more. Yeah, part of the mission was on children. Part of it. But there was another part where they were using this, playing with it. I don't want to say experimenting with it, but seeing how it would go out and affect people. So part of it was the kids, but another part, so I don't know. Do you guys, this is a, whoops, I was going to leave that down. So part of it was children. Was the other part like animals that they were testing or infesting or infecting with these Morgellons, just to see how what they would do, please and thank you. So part of it was the kids, was the other part that I need to see was that animals. With one card, please and thank you. Yeah, children and animals. Larger mammals, horses, larger mammals. All right. So they don't have an essence, but they do have a vibration. And I think because of the vibration, that's why they want you doing vibrational work, because and they want you to bump up your health and do your parasite cleanses and things, because then you won't make a good host for them, I think, is what they're trying to say. Like, if you can get yourself good and healthy, you won't make a good host for these things. Vibrationally, you won't be a good host for them. So I'm just going to clarify, am I understanding that message, that these things don't have an essence, they do have a vibration. And you've been talking about vibrational healing and frequencies, and, you know, vibrational water and minerals and supplements and healthy food, nutrition, to bring that body up to a particular place of health and vibration, along with doing the parasitical cleanses, which can really lower your immune system, which would bring the vibration down, right? And we know that when we're sick, Loki doke, it's okay, buddy. We know that when we're sick, we're more susceptible to things. Parasites make us very sick. But they want you to bring your body up to like this pyramid of health. And I want to know if that's because when the body is brought up to a particular level of health, the people that have been otherwise susceptible to these Morgellons will no longer make a good host for them. Is that what you're trying to tell us? Please and thank you. That's exactly what they're trying to tell you. Get your body to a place of high vibrational, good health. So do the energy work, the light pulling, the crystal energy, you know, vibration, herbs, minerals, supplements, good healthy food, parasitical cleanses. Bring the body up so that you no longer make a good host for these things. So the next thing I want to know is, we know that these things are otherworldly, along with from this world. We know that they were tested on children and large mammals to see what type of effects they would have. We know that they're not having the type of effect that they had hoped for, wished for, but we know that they're quite happy with the fact that they are creating human suffering. We know that they put it in the water. We also know that they stopped putting it in the water as a means of getting these things out and about, but then they went ahead and they put it in the air. So we asked about nanobot technology, and that's when you said, no, hold on a minute. And that's because it's not really nanobot technology. It's otherworldly plus of this world, combination of just weirdness to create these Morgellons. But what I want to know is there anything metallic? Is there any type of metal? Do they, in their form, is there anything metal, or what we would call metal or close to metal, in these Morgellons? Please and thank you. Is part of their creation, does it hold metal type materials, or what we would call close to metal? You know, according to how we speak here and what we're accustomed to, is it something like that? Is there something like that in these Morgellons? Something metallic, something metalish. And I do have a reason for wanting to know this, so please and thank you with one card. Yes. So these Morgellons have some sort of metal or whatever in them. So when you think of that, think of detox, right? You got to get the metals out of the body. You don't want your body to be a good host for them. So there's zeolite. Zeolite is one of the things that can detox the body from metals. There's glutathione and carnosine, and I'm sure there's other things. So I'm just going to ask this, would it be beneficial for anybody suffering with Morgellons to do heavy metal and light metal detoxes, please and thank you. Would it be beneficial for these people to do heavy metal and light metal detoxes, please and thank you. Because if you're ingesting these things, if they're in the food, you know what I mean? So would that be beneficial? That would kill them. That would kill the ones probably within the body, right? Things that you've ingested. Am I getting that right? Would that, anything that had been ingested internally, the heavy metal detox, the metal detoxes would be beneficial for the ones, it would kill them. It would destroy the ones internally that they had ingested. Is that correct? Yes. So, heavy metal detoxes, zeolite, carnosine, glutathione, you know. Start with a zeolite, add to it. It would kill the ones that had been ingested. So let me see what else is there for. We looked at the jabs and the chemtrails. We looked at nanotechnology. We talked about what are they. We've talked about things that would what they want you to know that would benefit you. They talked about the fact that people are working to get together to cure, to find a cure for this. And let's see. So the other thing is, she really wants to know, and I'm sure everybody wants to know that has this. Will these people, first of all, I want to know, is the woman that asked me to do this reading, will she be able to get rid of this, to get rid of this, of these Morgellons? Please and thank you. Yes, you are going to be able to get rid of these. You are. You're going to get rid of it. And they've given you a bunch of information on what to do now. And they've also told you that people are working on this together to bring something in that's going to help people like you. So you're going to be able to get rid of it. They've told you right now you need to become a non-hospitable host. And you're going to do that by giving your body what it needs and making it non-hospitable. So you're going to want to do a lot of cleansing, lots of cleansing, metal cleanses and parasite cleanses. And make sure that you've got vitamins and minerals and get your body up there where it needs. You also wanted to know, you said that you had to be moving back in with your family soon, and you're a little worried about it because you don't want to become like reinfested. And so I would say that you've been doing something over the last 2 years to combat this problem. So I hope that I didn't just tell you everything you already knew. I really hope that I was able to bring you something new. But you must have been working over the last 2 years to combat this problem. So let's ask about you moving in with your family. If she moves back in with her family, will she become like reinfested with these Morgellons? Because she says they were in the homes, the cars, the food, the air, etc. And I don't know, I'm assuming that when you were living with your family, that's when you became sick. And that's why you might be worried about going back there now, because you're afraid of being reinfested with, because that's when you became sick with them. I don't know. I'm just assuming. So, what we would like to know, please and thank you, if she moves back in with her family, will that make her problem with these Morgellons worse? Will she get, like, will the Morgellons become a worse problem if she is living with her family members? Please and thank you. If she moves back in, where you guys obviously know she's moving because you're talking with her guides right now. So if she moves back in and does that, will this problem become really bad for her? Will she become heavily infested with the Morgellons? Will it make things worse for her? Please and thank you. It's saying it could with that queen. It's saying yes, it could. But the advice with the queen, and we're talking a lot about vibration, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you, let's say this was any other question, I'm going to give you the secondary piece of the message with the queen. What we focus on, we manifest. And so I'm just going to see if I'm giving you sound advice here. If you actually, because I'll clarify with them, if you actually have to move in with your family, if that's a necessity and you have to do that, and you're afraid that moving in there, your problem is going to get worse, then we can actually draw that to us vibrationally, right? Because that's our focus. So we're aligning with the problem. So the secondary piece of a message with the queen would always be redirect the thoughts, focus on what it is that you want to manifest, not what you don't want to manifest. So for me personally, if I had no other choice and I was moving in with my family, and my worry was that the problem that I was dealing with at the moment would become worse for have to have done that, then I would start focusing not on maybe having the problem become worse, but my focus would be on I'm healed, I'm healed, I'm healed. I am healed, I'm healed, I'm healed. That's what I do. I'm constantly putting out that my body heals itself instantaneously, and that everything that I take in is feeding my body exactly the nutrients and the things that it needs to live its best and healthiest life, and blah, blah, blah. I do all of that. And so I would try to redirect, and I would focus definitely on healing, that you're healed, that these things are killed, that it's not an issue. Like, what do they say? Fake it until you make it, or whatever. But I would I would do that until I could feel that vibrational alignment where my mind is believing what it is that I'm telling it. And I would do that by first pulling in a feeling of joy and then doing my positive affirmations and making sure I'm constantly redirecting. So even when I'm treating the problem, I wouldn't be treating it saying, oh, I'm sick, so I'm treating this. I would be treating it saying, this is so exciting because this is making me healthier and healthier. So it's just tweaking everything to, and it's it does take practice, but you just reset every time you find that you've spoken in a way that may be negative. So that's my advice always with that Queen of Pentacles, is how you want to look at things and focus on things can actually change the outcome. And I'm just gonna like, I'm just gonna double check and see if I just gave you sound advice with the positive affirmations and the way you go about dealing with and speaking of any treatment that you might be doing, anything that you might be doing to combat this issue, how you address it, how you look at it, and how you speak about it can shift things. So I just want to make sure I gave you sound advice. And yes, I just gave you sound advice. Stay in that vibration, that vibration of done, healing, warrior, I've got this. And so that you can combat the vibration of them in your home and in your community, which would be moving in with your family, right? Yeah. All right, so it does say that you will be cured. They have given you some pretty good ideas of what to do. They've told you kind of where they came from, what their purpose was. These things don't have an essence, but they do have a vibration. I'm going to let them give you some information about you. I'm going to ask them to tell a story to you about you getting rid of this. They've given you things to do, and now I'm just asking for a story about you getting rid of this. They've given you things to do that can help, and they've told you that people are working on a cure, but let's just see what they want to say. And I think we'll have covered everything. Giving you the same cards. All right, so, I'm going to move them up. Can you see that? All right, so the story that they're ending with, as far as you curing these things, they really are saying there's a lot to do with the vibration. So vibrational healing can, in essence, end their vibration. So play frequencies, high vibing frequencies in your home that you're going to as well. So like you can get online, email me, find my email. And but you can get online and you can find healing frequencies, but go ahead and email me so that I can give you some like I'll give you some information of some things to look into as far as like frequency healing for your home and whatnot. So yeah, definitely frequency. Frequency has a lot to do with things that can kill them. So a high frequency, and they're going to want you using that in your community, right? So in your home as well. So frequency healing in your home can really make a difference here. It can really make a difference in balancing things out. Getting rid of these guys by frequency is what it's saying. Successfully being able to kill these things within the home and whatnot just by using frequency. And then of course working on yourself the whole time so that you're not a good host, right? So that your frequency is pulling in the things that it's missing, whatever you were deficient in that it's missing that made you a more hospitable host than others. If this is making sense. And again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a naturopath. I haven't studied these things at all. This is just stuff coming via the cards, okay? It's just what I'm getting. So anyway, then we have this 11, right? This justice comes in with balancing the scales, right? But he's all about those high frequencies, those high vibrations with the number 11 and the swords. So yeah, lifting the vibration of things very, very high to pull things into a balanced state. Can really change things for you moving forward. So incorporate a shitload of energy healing into your home and into your food and into your water and into your life, along with the other things that they've given you, so that you don't make a good host for them. You see, everything has a vibration, right? Everything does. So copper vibrates at a certain level. Any mineral, any supplement, any food, all of us, all of our auras, all of our organs, everything has its own vibration. And by what we're getting here is you're deficient in something that made you more susceptible to this. So you really want to bump up everything that will lift your vibration and be a unwelcomed host for these things. So while you're healing yourself and lifting your vibration and getting yourself very healthy and doing these cleanses, be adding these vibrations to your home as well. And that's what I keep getting. With this 7 too, 7 is an incredibly highly spiritual number, right? It's a high vibing number. And this is moving forward in a balanced way, because there's these imbalances that have made you an easy target for these things. And so with that scale of justice, that brings balance, right? And lifts vibration. So a lot of vibrational work can help with your healing, is what I'm getting. So I just want to say clarification. Have I delivered this message? Have I delivered this message correctly and in full in the way that you would like me to, please and thank you? I've delivered the message to you the way that they would like me to. So why don't you go ahead and you email me, and I'll send you some information that might help you as far as, frequencies, and I feel like I wasn't much help to you today. I don't know. I feel like I wish I was able to give you more. But they answered me. They said, yes, I delivered the messages the way they would like me to deliver them. And they answered me with the Emperor, which is the great healer. He is, for me, the twin flame to the Empress. So the great earth healer, the great healer. And he heals by doing. So they did give you some things to do, right? So that you're not so susceptible to these things. But anyway, that's what I'm getting. And I wish I could have given you more. I feel like I didn't bring you enough. But anyway, go ahead and email me and we can talk some more, okay? All right, so I've gone through all of the questions that I've got here from you, plus quite a few of my own. And I'm 51 minutes into this one, almost 52 minutes into this one, plus an hour and 45 minutes on the last one. So I think we've gleaned quite a bit of information. I hope that you found some value in this. Again, this is just what I'm getting, so, take from it what you will and toss the rest. But know that I'm sending you a lot of love and comfort. And for all the rest of you, the same, sending you lots of love and joy and healing. And I just wish the best for each and every one of you. I wish the best for this entire world, for every animal and every plant and this planet and all of us. And days like this, when you look at things like this and you just think of, you really hone in onto what these little bastards' minds are up to in trying to just cause misery and pain. It's mind-boggling, right? And then, but it didn't get to be what they wanted it to be. And you know why that is? Because God created us and we all came from God. We were plucked out of that light and that power, and we have that light and that power in us, and we funnel that light and that power through us. And no matter what those motherfuckers do, they can't change that. So all of their little dirty deeds and their nasty little plans always end up short. Because no matter what they try to do, they can't pluck that from us. And they can't stop the fact that we are loved and we are protected. And we may be going through things and we may not always have it easy here. And we may be experiencing things, but we're always being protected. And we're always mutating past whatever friggin' nasty little thing they dump on us next. And so, winning, I know it doesn't feel it when you're in the middle of the suffering, but you know what? We're winning. We're winning every single day. So with that, I love you all very much. Have a beautiful rest of your day. And I will be back. I've got a lot of questions. A lot of people have asked a lot of questions. So there's a ton of questions that I have to answer. So lots of readings to do here in the near future. So I'll be back soon, very soon, probably tomorrow. All right, you guys, I love you all so much. Take care. Stay high vibing. Stay in that love vibration. And keep seeing this whole world healed. And yourself healed. And all of this, remember, anytime we're doing a reading, anytime we're receiving information in that way, any of you that bothered to listen to all of this and the last reading, that means the messages are for you too. I mean, the messages are for me, the messages are for you. So maybe I don't have Morgellons, maybe you don't have Morgellons, but maybe we're deficient in minerals, maybe we're deficient in some sort of supplement, maybe we could all do another parasite cleanse and benefit from that. Maybe we could do some more vibrational work. But there's some sort of message in there for all of us, you guys, about bringing our health up and our vibrations up. And, all of those things. There's always a message there for us as well. It's for all of us. And also, then who knows, you might be talking to somebody next week and something comes up and then you realize that this message is also for you to pass on. And maybe it will be triggered, oh my goodness, do you know if you're mineral deficient or whatever? But do you know what I'm saying? So there's something in this for all of us, and probably more than one thing in this for all of us. Okay, you guys, until next time, lots of love, lots of joy, lots of courage, lots of strength, perseverance, and comfort. Comfort. Definitely some comfort. I hope you all feel the love and like you're being wrapped in a warm, cozy blanket with big, strong arms around you, because I realize this world can be a real bitch sometimes to get through. But it can also be a beautiful, amazing journey. That's the contrast, right? It's beautiful, it's ugly, it's love, it's hate, it's, it's everything magnificent and everything horrific. And we live in the midst of all of it. So always, always important for us to make sure that we're looking at all of those positives and all of those good things so that we don't get incredibly down. All right, you guys, I love you. Until next time, I will see you. Bye.